We are just inside the entrance to the aircraft factory exhibition and standing next to a very significant, accurate and originally airworthy replica of a very famous aircraft. It's called the Bleriot 11 and it's famous for having made the first powered flight across the English Channel. It also established the basic layout of both flying surfaces and flying controls that have survived to this day. As its name indicates, it is one of a series of aircraft built and flown by French engineer and pioneer aviator Louis Bleriot. The young Monsieur Bleriot had made himself a significant fortune in the final years of the 19th century by producing a successful acetylene-powered headlight for early cars. He decided to spend his money on designing flying machines, starting with ornithopters and then progressing through gliders to powered aircraft. None of these were successful until, in 1907, he achieved a first short flight in his Bleriot 6, before soon crashing it, fortunately without seriously injuring himself. His next design, the Bleriot 7, dropped the unusual tandem wings of its predecessor. Instead, Bleriot chanced upon a layout that has prevailed for most light aircraft ever since, involving a single wing, a front-mounted engine, and a rear tailplane, elevator and rudder. Further developments eventually led to the Bleriot 11, in which he also installed a control column for the pilot to move the wings and elevators, and foot pedals for the rudder. In fact, the only significant element that subsequently changed was his use of wing warping for controlling banking from side to side. Whilst this approach effectively mimicked the actions of birds, it eventually became impractical as wings got larger and stiffer, at which point movable surfaces called ailerons had to be used instead. With his Type 11, Louis Bleriot achieved increasingly long-distance flights, and in 1909 he decided to try for the Daily Mail newspaper's £1,000 prize. That's about £100,000 at today's values, for the first successful crossing of the English Channel by a heavier-than-air machine. Early in the morning of the 25th of July, Bleriot took off from Calais and, without a compass and in deteriorating weather, set off across the Channel. Just over 36 minutes later, he made a heavy landing on the Downs near Dover Castle in Kent and claimed the prize. The Bleriot 11 had proved its worth, and hundreds were subsequently ordered. They were built in several factories, not only in France but elsewhere, including one at Brooklands.